back. We've got SuperKernel versus Aloha. Wii Fit versus Pikachu. Let's see what we're starting with. Was that an FD pick I saw, or am I tripping? Jungle Japes. Great starter stage. Alright. FD. Interesting choice. As a fellow Pika main, I can of course speak about a bit more of the in-depth about this matchup, but FD tends to be somewhat more of a variable stage. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Did not realize. I forgot about the Inkling. So Inkling Wii Fit. I am not as familiar with this, so I cannot give some great information. But let's see what's going on here. FD tends to be kind of nice for Wii Fit because Wii Fit can play a lot more for catching landings with things like the Sun Salutation, while also getting combos with things like the Falling Nair and that sort of thing. So, as well as header going across the stage, not having the platforms to sort of hide under. But for Inkling, on the other hand, Inkling also likes being able to pressure Wii Fit, and Wii Fit can sometimes struggle to land a little bit. And with Inkling having option. Alright, so we're not even seeing we're not seeing Wii Fit either, so Steve versus Inkling. This is a very different matchup from what I imagined, so I'm not too familiar with either of these players' abilities with both of these characters, so let's see what happens here. Aloha's immediately looking to scrap, which is doing pretty decent. Doing a good job of spacing the back airs, playing a really safe neutral. SuperKernel is starting to mine just a little bit, escaping over to the corners, being willing to give up the stage control in order to try to get some more materials. I could see Diamond being a really big factor, with Inkling still being on the lighter side and just being able to use some of those aerials to stuff things out. So let's see, Tools breaking, Iron coming out from Steve. Both these players at about the same percentages. This is a very big turning point for Steve, because this is when Steve gets the first diamond, and right now, who closes a stock is going to be really big. Steve should be just around the Booyah percent right here, so I could see Aloha looking for a grab, but playing the ledge trap for sure. SuperKernel playing a very slow Steve at ledge, getting back on stage. Looks like Kernel's just trying to play for more gold in order to be able to get some more materials, just playing for next stock, waiting for the rest of the set. Aloha, of course, still looking to close up the set, and SuperKernel, with the messed up up B, is allowing Aloha to get the first stock, but the diamond back air immediately comes out, swinging the matchup back into Kernel's favor, which is really good for him, because now he gets to start the stock with diamond tools. So even though it may appear even, this is one of those situations where Steve is actually at quite a decent advantage. Not to mention the gold, which makes Minecart a much more threatening option here. So yeah, see Aloha going for a lot of the fairs, playing a more aerial-based game, which is definitely fine because you're Inkling and have the aerial pressure, but I think SuperKernel is doing a pretty decent job of calling this out with the disjointed jabs, nairs, bears. Minecart coming out, SuperKernel missing the punish though. Aloha living to see another day. SuperKernel is really looking to clean up the stock quickly, but Aloha's doing a pretty decent job of mashing out, mixing up his options. A pretty slow-paced match. Oh, but there's the Minecart. SuperKernel getting the kill that time. Okay, Aloha is really looking for the kill here. Going for that up smash, which probably may not have killed. I could be wrong there. But yeah, SuperKernel's in a good spot. Still has a diamond, just looking to survive. Maybe get some extra credit. It has another diamond on backup, so SuperKernel's in a very good position. And Aloha, of course, Inkling always having the killing struggles. This could get bad. Big fair spike coming out. Not too big of a hit. Aloha's off stage. Another back air could do it if unstaled from SuperKernel, but Inkling roller coming out, getting the kill. So SuperKernel presumably going for diamond. Aloha not contesting the material builds. Oh, the minecart coming out though, and the fair comes out. Yeah, those minecarts were very important I also think the match flow in general was much more beneficial for Steve. So the thing with Steve is that he likes slower gameplay a lot more, and he gets a lot more time to get things such as materials, and the burst options also tend to favor Steve as well. Things like the gold minecart coming out, especially when SuperKernel got gold available. So one thing that I would like to see is Aloha sort of aggressively scrapping a bit more.
If I get 2 stocks, you owe me $5. Alright, awesome.
Okay, so we've got an interesting money match thing happening here. So if I heard correctly, SuperKernel says if he gets 2 stocks here, there's $5 on the line. Pikachu Wolf though, so we'll see what happens here. Smashville tends to be an interesting stage, very dynamic and explosive for both characters. The smaller stages mean that Wolf can get edgeguard very easily, but the smaller stages also means that Wolf can get a lot of really random smash attacks and kill really early, as well as getting a lot more pressure off of ledge situations since Wolf has so many good 2-frame options. Catching the air dodge from Aloha. A completely different game from what we saw last time. We've also got a Roost, which is SuperKernel's favorite song, so he might be getting the music power up as well. Let's see. Offstage situation for Aloha. What is he? Just playing the light trap situation. Looks like Aloha is going for... Wow, that's a big jab lock situation there. SuperKernel missing those techs. Both those players whiffing their big burst options. Aloha now down a stock. SuperKernel 1 stock closer to getting his $5, but Aloha immediately taking the stock back with the edge guard. So let's see what happens here. Both characters sort of scrapping really hard. A lot of stray hits, not a lot of really big combos coming from each of these characters. Of course, Wolf doesn't necessarily have the biggest combos, but even just things like a falling fair into like a back air, falling fair into things like a dash attack, up air chains, or anything like that. The use of projectiles from both characters is also a very big thing in this matchup, where the Transcendent Blaster from Wolf and the T-Jolt from Pikachu both being able to condition each other. SuperKernel not going for a lot of these blasters, but there's one right there. This ledge situation, keeping Pikachu in the corner is always a really good option, especially when you're Wolf and can cover a lot of things like the quick attack with things like the lingering Nair. So let's see how Aloha tries to close us out, or how SuperKernel gets some more damage on Aloha. So I feel like Aloha has been playing the corner a lot this stock so far. Maybe just looking to play a lot safer and force the Wolf to approach, since the Wolf is at a higher percent. It seems like there's just a lot of whiffed options, but both of these players are honestly going for a lot of really safe options. We see things like the falling Wolf Fair and the drift back Pikachu Fairs. The ledge trump taking the stock from Wolf though. I think that was the second or third ledge trump that Aloha's been going for. I think really catching SuperKernel off guard there, forcing SuperKernel to go for ledge options sooner. What's going on here? Yeah, SuperKernel. Both these characters, I think, really embodying the sort of explosive spirit that I was talking about earlier. In a stage like this, kills can come so early. And I'm seeing this from both characters, seeing things like the Pikachu throws and back airs off stage, the Wolf smash attacks and the call out reads pretty safely. Thunder coming out, but great tech from SuperKernel. Aloha just one big hit away from dying, so let's see what SuperKernel does here. A lot of these up smashes coming out, which is makes a lot of sense. Aloha respecting some of these falling aerials. Probably trying to see what SuperKernel does out of them. Aloha doing his best to recover. The SuperKernel take the stock. There's $5 on the line here. Whoever takes this next stock. I think Aloha is trying to play a much safer sort of space game, but the up smash comes out, taking next stock. SuperKernel finally getting it. Sometimes on a character like Pikachu, throwing out the smash attacks can be so good because it can be hard to cover all of those options. But Aloha gets the drag down there into a down smash. A game win for Aloha, but $5 for SuperKernel, so a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. Looks like the Venmo transaction is going out now. So now we are back to a 1-1 set. I am not going to make any predictions about what characters are going to be played next because, God, I was not expecting to see Inkling Steve into Pikachu Wolf, so... Is that Battlefield? Is that small Battlefield? We're in Battlefield. The Wii Fit music coming out. Does that mean we're seeing a Wii Fit pick from SuperKernel? Okay, yeah. Inkling Wii Fit. So... Interesting choice. SuperKernel opting for the Battlefield pick. I'm wondering if that's to avoid some of the sort of platform pressure, or giving SuperKernel the platforms in order to escape some of Inkling's juggling. But Inkling also seems to really benefit from just having the platforms sort of drop down from spacing different aerials, mix up the timings. So we'll see how this plays out. But another thing that could be important is just using the platform extensions to get more combos. I see SuperKernel getting some of those landing nair combos. The deep breathing coming out. Aloha playing a pretty safe game. SuperKernel looking for those punishes, getting a nice back air, which at least gets some pretty good damage. A smash attack could do it, and Wii Fit's definitely more than willing to go for those smash attacks at times. Some of the weird hurtbox shifting that occurs out of it. Another deep breathing coming out. Thomas just barely not getting the fair in time. And a dash attack coming out from Wii Fit while deep breathing's in place. Big mash here. Oh, a missed tech by SuperKernel, but he still makes it back. See the header coming out into possible miss edge guards. And edge guard's really important. Wii Fit staying alive with deep breathing, which is really good. Although it looks like it just ran out. Aloha going for another ledge trump here. A really strong option from Aloha that SuperKernel doesn't seem to be contesting. Forward throw coming out. Not quite a low enough percent for the Booyah combo, but taking the stage control in order to get that fair to kill. Let's see what happens here. We fit with the deep breathing. A pivotal moment in this matchup. I feel like Aloha is still playing a very spacing-based game with things like the back air. Not opting for a lot of like the vertical juggles or anything like that. Which is pretty interesting. It might be because Aloha feels very confident in his offstage play. That's another mistech by SuperKernel. So, what's the game plan going on? I think Aloha is looking to play a bit more of an off-stage game because of that, rather than playing for raw percentages. So, how does SuperKernel respond? Aloha's starting to get these combos now. I think just really starting to swing the momentum in his favor and starting to get a feel for his character after adapting from playing Pikachu. SuperKernel getting a deep breathing out. This could be big. A great way to take a stock. That up smash might have been able to take it, but let's see what happens. The nair coming out.
Mango in a sweater.
Oh, a big bury, but no up smash contacting. Scrappy situation. Neither of his characters want to die. The forward tilt comes out. Inkling's still alive for now. The header mix up, but Thomas isn't want to get in on time. Let's see how the stock is closed up here. The classic roll F tilt on Wii Fit, taking that stock. This is a scary situation. Wii Fit does still have deep breathing, but unfortunately there was most likely a bad DI taking that early stock, allowing Aloha to take game 3. So what's the SuperKernel counter pick here? Going to Town and City. I like this logic from SuperKernel, probably seeing how some of the offstage situations were not in his favor, so opting for a bigger stage, giving him more space to sort of camp out, figure things out, react more to Inkling, and force Inkling to sort of have to deal with those neutral scraps more, possibly benefiting SuperKernel, who likes to go for his deep breathing shenanigans. So let's see how this plays out.
Okay, so there I was able to destroy
Let's see. Both these players playing pretty passive. The header, I think, hitting twice, getting 21%. Both these players immediately scrapping with each other. Even though Town has space, it looks like both these players like to sort of hold forward and sort of start off with making a statement. Let's see. SuperKernel gets the deep breathing out. Let's see if he can get a big punish out of this. We're seeing a lot of air-to-airs this game. Both of these characters probably being able to get a lot out of the aerials means that they're willing to sort of jump up and try to contest each other. Of course, Inkling with the infamous back air, and Wii Fit with the landing nair combos. It looks like both of these characters are starting to sort of adapt. Now that the set has sort of been going on for a bit, we see slower gameplay from both these characters. I like that SuperKernel is going for some of these headers to call out Aloha in the air, as well as being able to get the deep breathing once Aloha started slowing down his onslaught. But getting the side B out, the roller burying Wii Fit, and taking that stock. But that deep breathing F tilt, taking that stock really early, possibly DI checking Aloha here. What do we got here? Offside situation. Let's see. Oh, some big confirms there. SuperKernel reading a little bit for that deep breathing, but Aloha getting the punish just in time. But deep breathing can be scary. I think Inkling is a good percent for something like a falling nair into an up smash or up air combo, especially deep breathing. But unfortunately, it just wore off, so let's see what happens here. Another deep breathing coming out. That dash attack taking it. Deep breathing, just a really strong option. Making moves kill stupidly early. Aloha looking for the offstage pressure to try to close out the stock against SuperKernel. Being able to take the stock is going to be huge. Oh, Aloha going deep there. SuperKernel getting the nair combos. 66% on Inkling. It feels like just a second ago that we were watching a pretty even match, but SuperKernel doing a great job of playing anti-kill from Aloha has been really strong. Aloha doing his best to zone and keep Wii Fit in the corner, but SuperKernel just staying in the corner, just using the classic header to just keep planking underneath the ledge there. Another deep breathing coming out. This is scary because a random hit from Wii Fit, even like an F tilt with deep breathing, could very easily kill Aloha if SuperKernel has stage control like he does right now. Aloha does take it back though, so let's see if this kill can be closed out, but I think deep breathing wore off, so Aloha just barely being able to survive, but being hit by the F tilt.
The key is to focus on your balance.
Yeah, a pretty good set there. I think it was really swung by Aloha not really being able to close out that stock. I think being able to see more offstage play may be able to help out there, but SuperKernel was also very cognizant of what Aloha was picking in neutral, really punishing some of those more aggressive options when he had deep breathing and getting things like the forward tilt, using the mobility like the roll to get those random attacks that can kill so early, even if it's something like a dash attack. I think Aloha also not necessarily being ready to always DI away from some of those options. So what do we got for Game 5? Both these players having plenty of information about each other now. Alright, we got Smashville coming out. So yeah, this is sort of the opposite of what SuperKernel wanted for the previous game, where now Aloha is opting for Smashville, which means the offstage situations are going to be much more common. But then again, SuperKernel is able to get some of the bigger combos here and potentially killing early with deep breathing, so this could be very explosive. I feel like I've been talking about how explosive Smashville can be a lot, but quite frankly, for some of these characters that can kill super early, that's one of those very important things, and something that should be always considered when picking Smashville. Yeah, some more of these short hop aerials coming out. It's pretty interesting. I feel like the games have been pretty aerially oriented, but I haven't seen too many different mix-ups in order to catch these aerial options from both players. Like things like Inkling sharking underneath with an up air, or Wii Fit going for things like the header in order to give sort of an aerial projectile to catch different things. Which I guess it can be scary. Both these characters, of course, have very good aerial options. But I see that none of these players are necessarily trying to go for some of these mix-ups, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's just the flow of the match. But we'll see how it results. This is a very high percentage situation, very important for both characters right now. I don't know if we feel able to set up a deep breathing here, but yeah, there's a deep breathing. Oh, but a big roller! It does kill. This was huge for Aloha, being able to use that rage with Inkling in order to get the kill earlier. Of course, Aloha still does have to play for extra credit. SuperKernel able to get that kill though, or almost get that kill. This extra credit can be huge if Aloha can get a good combo starter. Landing bear, but playing safe, not going for the combos out of it or anything like that. Still a lot of scrapping. SuperKernel is kind of struggling to get a kill here. I think Aloha is playing much more cognizant of the F-tilts that have been coming out. Almost getting that that sweet spot F-smash, but SuperKernel mashing out in time. Oof. Big down air coming from Wii Fits. Kind of ironically, it seems like Inkling's actually getting a lot more value just by getting things like the roller off, as compared to things like the offstage situations that sort of helped Thomas a lot in Game 3. Maybe just sort of the ebb and flow of both these characters adapting to each other. Another roller kill coming out right there. Ooh, but a giant spike from SuperKernel swings the match back to even. There's some of that the explosiveness that you'll see in this map. Ironically though, it's SuperKernel getting the advantages from offstage. The deep breathing coming out. Aloha playing a bit further up against the deep breathing, trying to use that paint gun, maybe hoping for a neutral get up to stall things out. Unfortunately, this does give SuperKernel some stage control, and that allowed for that first Nair combo. SuperKernel, no doubt, looking for another deep breathing, maybe hoping to close things out with a deep breathing up smash or something like that. And there's a deep breathing, unfortunately. I feel like SuperKernel has done a really good job of finding these times where Thomas isn't necessarily able to keep up his pressure anymore, and using those times in order to charge up that deep breathing, like right there. That's a very huge thing because Wii Fit's kit is very centralized on that deep breathing because you can get very early kills like that. And I think that's going to be like, what was the game changer in that last game? So SuperKernel beats Aloha 3-2.